Welcome back to Addons. On the pitch, things are going great. In the medical room, it's an absolute disaster. Two devastating injuries to report. The first is for Inaki Moreno. The right centre-back is injured for 3 to 4 months with a fractured skull. And that, my friends, is the better of the two injuries, because our left wing-back, Kosmas Kotsaridis, he's out for 3 to 5 months. He broke his leg. We delved into the transfer market in a panic in response to those injuries. Let's run the intro and catch you up on what's happened. The league is looking weird. Yes, folks, how is it going? And a warm welcome back to the Journey Manager here with Addons. Apologies, there wasn't a video yesterday. I was in Paris for the weekend and the plan was to record on Sunday. And then my train got stuck in France for over 2 hours. So I got back late and there isn't a video. So if you've got an issue with that, take it with the Eurostar customer support. Now, since last episode, we have played a handful of games in the league. In fact, we've played 5 Super League games. We are unbeaten through them. Have slowed down a little bit lately, though. In the first and arguably the most difficult of these 5 games, we took on PAOK. And let me tell you now, Olympiacos knows how to finish a football. That was a great opening goal for him. And well, he'd had his second not long later into this game. Olympiacos gifted the ball by Jalilov after they gave away the ball, tucked it into the bottom corner before the break. And from there, we held on to win 2-0. Convincing performance. What I will say is, it's not like we created a ton in this game, but great to keep a clean sheet, of course. After that, we got back-to-back wins against Olympiacos and also Offi. Narrow wins, but wins nevertheless. Jatta getting 2 all-important goals in a 2-1 result. You can see here, 7 goals so far for the man playing out on the left-hand side of the midfield. I did think there might be times where we look to play him at striker, but to be honest, goal scoring hasn't really been a problem for us so far this year. Sadly, as I mentioned, things have slowed down a little lately, but it's only 2 draws. We're yet to lose. Jatta in this game grabbed the second goal for us to give us a 2-0 lead away from home against Olympiacos, and I wondered if it might kind of follow in a similar trend to the other games you've seen. It didn't. They came back, Olympiacos, 2 goals in the second half, share of the spoils there, and then against Asteros Tripolis at home, a team who I think could win 2 of their opening 7 games, we drew 2-2. Again, 2 goals up in this game in the first half, and we didn't win. We need to learn how to shut down games. Now, I suppose you could attribute those goals conceded just down to the fact that our left wing-back's been out injured and our centre-back's been out injured. But in the left-back area, we've got some good backups, and in at centre-back, made a new signing. The man in question is a Jordanian international. I don't know if I've ever had a player from Jordan before. We have here Al Dador, 24 years old. What a quality centre-back this guy is. Great defensively. Maybe in his physicals overall he's not the craziest, although I think his jumping reach is fine. Maybe he could be a little bit quicker. But as an either-footed option who's happy to come in and be a squad player for a very, very modest £1.1 million, I think he's a sensible buy. I mean, ultimately, Inaki Moreno in blue here is going to be out for the foreseeable future with his fractured skull. I needed to get someone in, and the other nice thing about Dador is he actually has a little bit of a left foot. Yeah, we have a lack of left-footed centre-backs. We did also make one more transfer at deadline day, and that was just kind of a case of spend the money that we've got left. You can see the transfer budget and wage budget now are basically non-existent, and we stretched the last little bit of money we had for Maya Riquet here. He is a 19-year-old Colombian who is available from Deportivo Cali. Of course, if you've managed in Football Manager, Deportivo Cali, always good to get players from. They're actually down in the 2nd division of Colombia in this save game. We snapped him up for 725k, and in terms of defensive mids, whilst there's a few negatives like his inconsistency and his injury proneness, in terms of the potential he has, the potential return on investment, and actually his current ability and how good he is right now, I just kind of felt like it was worth a punt with our remaining money. A really good defensive mid option. It was looking like Mark might be the go-to defensive mid, at times at least. I feel like I've maybe saved myself from myself here. All in all, though, it's been a really great start to the season. I mentioned Jatta's goals. You can see here, Jabira and Olympiacos have also chipped in with 4 goals apiece. Jabira looking really good, of course. Last time he was here playing in Greece, he barely scored goals at all. In fact, he never scored more than 6 goals in a season. I'm really hoping he's going to get beyond that, especially with 4 goals in his first 7. And in terms of ratings across the board, whilst Jatta's up there, Kotsaridis prior to his injury had been superb at left wing back, and at right wing back, Abubakar has looked beyond impressive. Of course, a player that we signed knowing there was a couple of negatives with him, but we took a punt on him, a player who you can see here had never played a professional game of football for Fulham. In fact, I never really realised that. He's 25 playing his first ever matches. He's playing quite well too. Now, in terms of what all the recent results mean been in the league table? Well, as you can see right now, we are currently in second, but we are behind Panathinaikos in first, who have played a game more, and Kifisia are the team we're taking on in the first game of today's episode. They had a media prediction of 9th. They are also unbeaten to start the season. In fact, we are the last 2 unbeaten teams, so it's kind of 2 unusual teams towards the top. In terms of the likes of AEK Athens, Olympiacos and PAOK, they started the season slowly, but if I just go to the stages here, you can see they have somewhat started to get back to winning ways. So for us, this would be a really, really nice game to win. Go back to the top of the table, but we have drawn our last 2. And like I said, Kifisia, they're playing really well right now. So we are at home for this game, but the next game we've got is against Olympiacos today, who are currently down in 6th. A decent little team, though, who have Pablo Galan as their key man. They play at the Georgios Karaiskakis, I've definitely not said that correct, stadium. We are doing away days. But for the here and now, we're going to do this game here. 2nd v 3rd, 2 teams massively overperforming their pre-season billing. Now, in terms of team news, I mentioned the fact that obviously Kotsaridis at left wing back had a great start to the year, but he's now out for up to 5 months. It does mean that Ronnie Harrison, who had been my defensive midfielder, moves across to play at left wing back, and then that, of course, opens up the opportunity for Riquet, the new Colombian centre defensive mid, to come into the team. In terms of the back three, Murray Campbell is locking it down in the middle. Not had the craziest start of his own, but you'll note to his left we have got Dardor, the new addition, and Chukwuma has been playing more and more at the back. The 20-year-old showing some encouraging signs of development. And in terms of the former captain in Pantazis, well, he said he's leaving the club. I don't intend on playing him that much. We did try and offer him out for some money, but there weren't really any takers. I think I'm just going to use him as a bit of a squad player this year. Okay, I do feel like as the home team in this game, we really should have the advantage and the ability to press on. It's kind of funny how similar their formation is to ours. Of course, they've got the right attacking mid. We've got a striker. They've got 2 defensive mids. We have the centre mid on attack in Akis, just to really be that creative hub in the team. I do wonder if they might just cancel out each other here. Well, halfway through the first half, I was going to say nothing is happening. Something is happening. Riquet's whipping it in. Chukwuma is there. And it's 2 youngsters linking up. That is the Colombian putting it into the Nigerian centre-back. The 20-year-old nodding it home at the near post. You can see here, ball whipped in. The big meaty man leaped highest. Keeper could not stop him. We scored a corner. We've now got a throw in on the near side, and we can try and maybe make something happen again. Jabira, Abubakar, bigged up the right wing back. That was a bit of a disappointing ball into the middle. They're now looking to hit us on the counter attack as Kandelidis, I hope I'm saying that correctly, looks to relieve the pressure from the defence just for a little bit. They've got the ball here. I do not like this. A little bit of sustained possession, but they don't have many men in midfield committing forward right now. Not entirely surprising given their super defensive shape. And, well, we've had a chance to regroup and get our shape back. Now, I would really love to see a turnover. Instead, it's Ivkovic finding that space behind Akis in the centre and mid on attack. They've hit the woodwork. Please clear the ball. Thank you. Oh, my word, that was horrible. They've just hit the post. Okay, at the break here, 1-0 to the good. Going to tell the players I'm delighted with how things are going. We're ahead. I feel like I'm praising the players here, but actually, because the pre-season prediction has the other team higher, I should tell the players that I'm not happy. I kind of fixed it. I mean, to be fair to Kifisia, they are having a generational season of their own. Like, they are overperforming more than we are. We have identical records with them. And because of how fewer teams are in the top division of Greece, they have dispatched of some of the giants already this year. Of course, we're going to look to dispatch of them in this game and then try and do it against Olympiacos as well. Harrison at left wing back is bringing the ball forward here, lays it inside. Helios for them reads it nicely. Cleared away at the back. Abubakar wins his header. Murray Campbell, I thought for a second he was going to get caught out with the ball, but he showed a degree of composure that was delightful. He gets it to Abubakar. Jabira dropping in deep as the pressing forward on support to Riquet. That was only just over. Okay, Giatta's having a bit of a stinker in this game here. I'm going to bring in Jalilov, who on occasion when I've given him opportunities has actually done quite well. Elsewhere in the team, I'm going to bring in the Michelin man for Leon Sakos. I feel like a big meaty man to aim for could be the solution to our inability to get a goal in this half. I mentioned how our load of the play was coming through Abubakar at right wing back. He's actually struggled in this game so far. So you know what? Kanatidis, on you come, a player who is one of our big earners, the Greek international. I feel like I do need to give him more opportunities, maybe a start sooner rather than later. But he's going to have half an hour here to try and make his mark on a game that I'm going to be honest has been completely devoid of quality. There's been 3 shots on target inside the first hour. We're on the attack here. A second goal would certainly help my nerves as, well, we give away the ball in not the most spectacular of fashions. The goalie for them launches it forward. No pressure on Addons here. Their two strikers feel pretty passive when they don't have the ball. Kifisia battles the ball. It falls to Jabira, dropping into that wide area. The pressing forward on support gives it to the right wing back. He pulls it across. It falls to the Michelin man. The subs link up in a matter of minutes. Is there a more satisfying feeling in Football Manager than when you make subs and then the subs actually do something immediately? Kifisia played it in. Keeper got a hand to it. It fell to the Michelin man. He had a plan to put it in the bottom left corner. Riviere with the ball for them. They've actually got players committed to the attack here. Harrison jumps in for a tackle, but can't win the ball cleanly. Jose Helios on the far side is looking to cut the deficit to 1. Murray Campbell clears it away, but Jalilov is nowhere near in the right position to make anything happen in terms of a counter-attack, and instead, the ball's whipped to the back post. Juck Wummer, he was the hero earlier. He's just given away a penalty by pushing the attacker. VAR clarification is happening. The penalty is given. And, well, a team who's caused a few upsets already are looking to upset me yet again. Twice in the last 2 games, I've blown a 2-goal lead and drawn 2-2. It couldn't happen again, could it? In both our recent games, we've gone 2 up and drawn 2-2. If I draw this game 2-2, I might have a cry. I have to say, in terms of XG, they have the advantage, albeit the penalty somewhat swings that, I suppose, in their favour. I'm going to bring in Jew here, the left wing back, and I'm going to hold on to one last sub for now. We're still ahead in this game. We're still playing pretty well. We've just not really created enough in the way of goal-scoring opportunities, which I suppose is, well, to be expected when we've got 2 teams playing free at the back against one another. The free centre-back's always just a really good, solid defensive foundation, especially with a defensive mid or 2 in front of them. And Talas is playing it forward here. Candelidis, they've got players forward here. I don't like this. That is a great tackle by Aldaldor. And please let the highlight end. Okay, thank you, Football Manager. 3 minutes left of this game. 1 minute left of this game. 4 minutes of added time. Hold on, lads. The unbeaten season is going to keep on going, and it's going to come at the cost of Kifisia. They were unbeaten coming into this. That record is gone. And we go back to the summit of the Greek Super League. Of course, just to remind you, the top 6 teams split away after everyone has played each other twice. We're going to have to play the big boys multiple times this year. I'm not going to celebrate too soon. If we beat Olympiacos, then the next one, I might get carried away. 9 games unbeaten. What a great start to the season. Now, that next game against Olympiacos is 7 days away. We're away from home. We've got an away day. Let's go to this stadium. I'll see you in just a mo. Okay, folks, it's been a long time since we've done an away day, but we are finally back. We are heading to Athens. We are heading to Olympiacos. Here is their stadium, the Stadio Georgios Karaiskakis. I'm sorry. It's definitely someone's name and I'm offending them by saying it wrong. I don't mean any offence. The Greek language is terrifying. First things first, next to the marina, next to the sea. Get me on the satellite view. Here is the stadium. Oh my word, look at that car park. Also, I should explain for newer viewers who are new to kind of the series halfway through, away days are a concept I've not been able to do lately because all the countries we've been in don't have street view. Greece does have street view. We just look at the stadiums we're going to play at and explore the vibes. And as part of that, I do just have an unhealthy obsession with car parks. If you're wondering why, pretty much every stadium in the world of football has a car park. So when I'm reviewing 10th division teams in England and Olympiacos, it's like the one common ground they share. And I have to say, it's a beautiful car park. There's some training pitches right next to the stadium as well. And I have to say, the stadium itself, they know how to use colour. Keep on dreaming. I agree. And they've got some graffiti artwork on the walls here. I don't know. Who is this meant to be? Looks like one of my regens or on my old save games. Like, what's going on here? I have to say, the graffiti they have kind of, I assumed, themed around the team around the ground. It's actually quite cool. I mean, it's probably not officially sanctioned, but, you know, there's good graffiti. Then there's this graffiti that is slightly less artistic. There is a metro station here right next to the ground where you can walk across. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any way of actually showing you the metro station and the stadium at once. I guess you can kind of see it here. The stadium's through there. You can get off and you're right next door. Or if you're really fancy, like the stadium's just over here, just turn up in your boat. Just turn up in your boat on the seafront. Look at the beautiful marina. Okay, maybe not beautiful. Anyway, the golden question is, can I go inside the stadium? It doesn't look like there's anything in the stands, but someone has gone mental on the pitch, which is always great. Let's go to the dots first. It is from 2014, so this is now 11 years out of date. That is terrifying to think that 2014 is 11 years ago. Here is the stadium. If I'm going to be critical, I hate stadiums that are just the same on all sides and feel a bit soulless. But at least they've got multiple screens. There's nothing worse than a stadium with one screen and it's on the side where you're sat so you can't see it. Maybe the bloke who went mental running around the pitch was more recent. Okay, never mind. It wasn't. Also, why a 7? Can someone explain the 7? There must be a reason. Is all of this footage just super old? I've never felt so sad for anything. I thought we were going to have a grand old time. To be fair, you can just go back and forth here if you want a view. I love the fact we can see here it was just a bloke with a 360 cam who just ran around the pitch in this mental pattern and thought, that'll do. The lack of footage in the stand made me think maybe we should just come outside for one last little look. Here is the stadium in all its glory. It is a cool looking stadium. What I will say is there's literally adverts everywhere all over it. Like, the advertisers are really getting their money's worth. Right, Olympiacos' stadium, away day score. I wish there was more on the inside. I wish it was up-to-date footage, but it's not. I can review it for what it is. Good car park. Good graffiti. Wasn't that much going on, really. I'll give it 5 out of 10. Also, just quick disclaimer before the Olympiacos fans turn up in the comments and try and murder me. The score rating's completely arbitrary. Don't worry. I think you have scored higher than AFC Wimbledon. Actually, I don't think they have. Scratch that. Anyway, our game is the final game of the game week. Win this game, we will go back to the top of the table. Panathinaikos keep winning. AEK Athens are hot on our heels. Kifisia just lost a second game in a row. I feel like we might have single-handedly derailed their season. In terms of our starting 11, no changes for today's game. In Greece, it feels like all the games are a week apart, so right now I don't want to overcomplicate things, but sadly, Jalilov, the backup left winger, has got injured for a few weeks. It's not the first time this season he has picked up a moderate injury. You can already see this is his 3rd of the year. That is a little bit of a concern. Our 3rd left mid option, who is on the bench, is going to be Klimis here, who actually is quite a good player. The club captain, good leadership, just lacks a little bit of quality compared to his peers. But you know what? He has the passion, and maybe that's what we need on off the bench. I'll tell you what, the stadium looks a lot bigger and better in Football Manager than it did on Google Street View. They've got more screens now. That's the difference in 11 years. They added more screens to the stadium. Okay, they are playing a fairly standard 4-2-3-1. When we've matched up against this so far this year, I think we've done a pretty good job of hitting teams on the counter and just causing them some issues on the break. Gonna hope we can continue to do this here as we have a throw-in on the far side. Akis, our real creative player, gives it back to Abubakar, the throw-in taker. Jabira, inside. Jabira scores his 5th of the year. There's a VAR check. I think he's offside. I think the linesman's flag was raised, and I just ignored it. The players aren't celebrating. It's not going to count. It's still 0-0. Fishbell plays the ball forward to Kraulovic for them. I do not like this. Galan playing it forward. They're working the space nicely through the middle. And now Namogo has a chance to get the ball in to the back post. Chukwuma wins his header. Akis doesn't. How has that scraped in at the near post? Caught a little bit narrow, I think, here. You feel like with 3 centre-backs, we should be ready to deal with the cross. We were actually matched in the middle. Not a great initial header. That shot deflected in, didn't it? That's annoying. Galan, by the way, is one of their best players. You can see him here. He's pretty blooming good, isn't he? Wow. I mean, this is arguably one of the most difficult games we are going to have this season against Olympiacos away from home. To go and beat them for the whole year was always going to be a bit of a pipe dream. I do feel like with Football Manager, it's a game of momentum, and whilst we have this unbeaten run, I want to try and maintain it because it could, you know, once we lose it, result in a little bit of a staggering and maybe we stumble a little. It does feel like we might be staggering and stumbling here. Beaton breaks through. I have no idea why Abubakar there doesn't cover, and the striker scores to make it 2-0. I will say, the way in which we've conceded this goal is one of my pet peeves in Football Manager. The right wing back here is the man I've set to stay back, defending a corner. And despite the fact it's a one-on-one, because he's a right wing back and we're transitioning back into open play, in his head he just thinks, I have to go back to where right wing back should be, instead of maybe considering closing down the man. I mean, at least he ran back quickly, Abubakar. They have doubled their lead, though. Okay, Riquet. Corner, whip it in. Chukwuma hits the woodwork. Leon Sakos picks it up. His shot is blazed wide. 5 minutes left of this first half. Cutting the deficit to 1 could be massive. Riquet already got an assist from a corner last game. Could he score? Here, his free kick hits the crossbar and it is cleared away. I mean, we're keeping it alive. Could we? Will we? Akis? His header's not there. Abubakar, can you keep it alive, my friend? He skips past one man. He fizzes it in. I'll tell you what, that was actually an opportunity and they've cleared it away. Okay, there's 30 seconds left of this first half. 2-0, I'll be honest, feels a little bit kind of harsh. They've had 3 shots on target. 2 have got in. They very nearly scored another. But at the break, we are going to survive. It's still only 2-0. We've been unlucky so far. This does kind of feel like the kind of match where it could be our undoing. But look at the match momentum. Having seen them take the 2-goal lead, we've really given them a game. Riquet, corner. I feel like corners are something where we can make something happen. With 3 centre-backs, just presumably, we have a cluster of players good in the air to try and make something happen. On this occasion, though, they've dealt with it. And now, I suppose, having been hit on the counter from one corner, little fearful it could happen again here. That is a header flicked on that Chukwuma is going to latch onto. The right centre-back lays it into the wide area. Lovely ball to Abubakar there, it has to be said. Jabira playing it forward to Akis. The build-up play here from back to front has been delightful. Is there some end product to the end of it? Riquet, oh my word. Oh my word, the youngster, he's been at the heart of so much of what we've done today. He has just cut the lead to 1. And everything about this goal was gorgeous. The build-up play, the free-flowing play, you could kind of see how the kind of pressing forward on support dropped wide. We had the centre mid on attack move forward, and then Riquet with a delicate finish into the bottom corner. We're coming up to an hour played in this game. I'm going to bring in the Michelin man. He was great for us last match on off the bench. I need his heroics yet again. Elsewhere, Pantazis, I'm going to bring in for Al Dowdor, the former captain. I'm going to give an opportunity to. And I think I'm also going to take off Abubakar and also Harrison. Fresh legs, I think, in the wing-back area with this formation are just always a good thing to do to try and help our potency going forward. Right, shout some encouragement at the players. There's 18 minutes left of this game. We're really, really trying to take it to them. Akis plays it forward. Murray Campbell, he headed it downwards. It's hit the side netting. I mean, it's a sign that we are at least getting the ball forward. I mean, there's 10 minutes left here. We have kind of got to go for it at this point, haven't we? I'm looking at my options thinking, what do I do? And you know what I think we do? I think we bring on Mark, we play him at centre attack in mid, and we try and go for this game once more. We're going to switch to a 2 at the back system with 2 ball-playing defenders. Obviously, forgoing that defensive solidity that's been the bedrock of our season so far to try and get goals, encouraging the players. 1 minute left. Is there to be a late twist? Can Mark be the hero? I don't think he's going to be. It's going to finish here 2-1. We just couldn't really get anything going. Did actually have the better XG come the end of the game. I mean, despite the fact we've lost that, I think at the very least it shows we can be kind of head-to-head kind of competitive against some of the best teams in Greece. No shame in losing that one. Still maintaining a really good finish. I think I said at the start of the year I wanted top 5. Admittedly, the kind of top 6 here are separated. In fact, top 7 here are separated by 5 points and it's all very close. But we are at least where I wanted to be right now. It's definitely because I gave them that 5 out of 10 for the away day. The players took it personally. Now, in terms of upcoming things, we have got the first round of the Cup coming up. We're taking on a team that play in the division below us, so we should be winning that one, I would like to think. In terms of when we're going to come back match-wise next episode, I think we're just going to go with the flow. I might play a fair amount of football. In this series, we have tried to kind of, get through seasons in 5 to 6 videos. Granted, some of the leagues have had significantly shorter seasons. A league season in this division, you can see here, it's 26 games immediately, and then an additional 10 games after the split. So at 36 games, it's still very early days in the grand scheme of the season. I'm going to play a load of Football Manager, and hopefully when we come back, we're still competing towards the top. Like I said at the start of the video, apologies there wasn't a video yesterday, sadly, just things slightly outside of my control, but I hope you enjoyed the fact that we were back today and back with an away day. If you enjoyed things and you want to help support the series, please do leave a like. With how YouTube works, I miss a daily upload. Suddenly the videos no longer appear on everyone's homepages, so you know what, feeding stuff, be that comments or likes into the algorithm, does actually make a really big difference. Besides all of that, no planned trip to France in the next 24 hours. We will be back in 24 hours with another episode here at Addons. Appreciate you watching this one. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you next time for more. I'm out.